Hi and welcome back to the chat with Mike and Matt. I'm Mike.
And I'm Matt.
And today is episode 6. Or episode 6 if you're Spanish.
Healthy coping.
Okay. Easy for you to say. No, you're right. Healthy.
It was healthy coping mechanisms, wasn't it?
Yeah, healthy coping mechanisms.
Oh, fuck.
So we're going to be... today's about looking at being proactive in the ways that we sort of like deal with stress. So where should we start?
Maybe identifying some triggers.
Let's
I don't know the word
trigger.
trigger.
Let's start at the very beginning.
We'll call it a trigger.
Well, what these are terms that are used in this day and age.
Oh.
Do you know what actually triggers me?
Go on.
The word
trigger.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know why.
That is a small trigger.
But it's like with anything, if something gets too like almost pop culture, like I kind of am a bit like, I want to go.
You've been triggered.
You've been triggered. I'd rather be a bit niche and just be a bit upset by something rather than be triggered by it. But have you got any? Well, let's start with our. Let's always start with our own. Like, what triggers you?
Obviously, got the usual.
I suppose, yeah. Money and all that kind of thing,
sort of jazz.
But I know what actually. Do you know what? I know what triggers you today specifically.
Go on.
Traffic.
Yes. So, I was working on a job in Reading, which is.
Oh, by the way, if you don't know, Matt got some work.
Yeah. Anyway, I was working in Reading, and it took an hour and a half to get back. And it was all right for the first 10 minutes of the journey. I was like, it's a little bit of traffic. Halfway through, I wanted to kill someone.
Yeah.
And that was that. But I was really pissed off about it.
Yeah. I suppose that was then because you're...
Yeah, then on the way here, going through the Guildford bypass, there was a fucking lorry with its wheel that fell off.
Oh, dear. More traffic.
Went down to 1 lane, more traffic.
Oh, dear.
Really wound me up.
Yeah.
Just wanted to get here. That's all I wanted to do. Just wanted to get here.
Well, I think as well, because if you're, especially for people who are always in full-time work and everything else like that, like your commute to work.
I don't understand how people can drive into London on a daily basis.
Or even every day on
Or
the
just
train
commute.
would wind me up in a set. Like I used to, and I used to do it. I think as we're getting older as well, things are more triggering as we get older. I think.
I'm just getting more bitter.
Well, maybe that's
older.
what it is.
I think it's more of that.
Possibly. I think for me, again, I think it comes down to the chemical imbalance. I reckon being ADHD or whatever you might have, or what,
mixed with old.
With age, I think it's just getting worse and worse. And it kind of makes sense when you sort of you see old people being grouchy and you think, what happened to you, man?
Yeah.
Probably nothing. Just living their life, getting stressed out every day about...
Just being alive for that long. Say you're 80, you're 85. How many times are you going to be pissed off in 85 years?
Yeah.
By the end of it, I would be like, I don't want to try. I don't want to be, couldn't be asked.
Yeah. I'm just going to be a grumpy old
85
git.
Years of just little triggers adding up.
Constantly poking you.
Nah.
Yep.
Nah.
Possibly. We don't know.
Yeah.
But that's how I... foresee it, because I feel like I'm going through it at the minute.
Getting old, mate. So what triggers what triggers you? What annoys you?
Well, again, other than the obvious things that we've
I feel we could
before,
do a whole podcast, an hour-long video of
talking
about
what annoys us.
What annoys us.
We don't have any solutions as to how to fix these things, but we just need to have a
Here's
moan.
Matt and Mike, and we're going to talk about what annoys us today.
I guess, well, thinking about it, coming into today, I think what I've noticed that really has been getting worse for me is when you've got a plan in place for the day or for whatever it is that you're doing, and then that suddenly changes for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Not so much with work, because, and that's the weird thing, if it's from a personal, on a day off, or if you're just doing whatever, it bums me out when something changes, because that's my relaxing time, and that relaxing time has then been changed. Actually, I've got it's like with if if Melody sort of like then goes, oh, we're just going to go and do this now, and I'm like, oh, okay, yep, fine, okay,
Yeah.
so you're going to, okay, right, okay, so, okay, well, I wasn't aware of that, so, and then I get all like flustered and things, or that's a bad example, really.
I wasn't aware of that.
I wasn't aware of
like
that.
a diva.
I suppose that's a bit of a bad example because Mel doesn't really sort of. Now I'm trying to think of actually like the that aspect of it, the marriage aspect of being triggered, and I should have like no real like reason to get too like bummed out other than like leaving things on the stairs.
Yeah, which happened to you.
Which happened to me. Happened again today. Another member of the family. He's smaller than me. Looks quite similar. And he left his he had a Easter egg given to him. He put it on the steps.
Crunch.
Yeah, he was. To be fair, he was fine about it. Like, it's chocolate. It's going to go down the same hole, I guess.
Yeah.
But if it was me, I'd be absolutely devastated if my egg had like broken.
What egg was it?
Just a Cadbury's Dairy Milk one.
Just a Cadbury's.
It was a Cadbury's Dairy Milk one.
It's the fucking best one, man.
Really? What? Just a plain dairy milk?
Just plain dairy milk.
Dairy milk. Oh, fair enough.
Love
But but I think for Easter though, you
Or
can sort of
cream
make
egg.
it a bit more exciting, like mini egg or cream egg, because it's specific to Easter, isn't it?
Or a whisper.
You've just triggered me. Yeah, when plans change for me, that's the, I think, kind of a good example of me getting proper flustered and annoyed. But again, like I said, not necessarily with work, because I like that as a challenge. I like being kept on my toes, and the pressures of that actually like excite me. So it's weird because then when I'm in my relaxing mode and I'm at home, or it's a day off and I'm trying to plan, and then things change. It's weird because it's a different kind of mindset, isn't it? I suppose
It is. No, I understand that. I do get that.
Yeah. So that's. So what's a good way to then? Okay, so we've identified what it is.
What's a way of like
dealing with it?
We're dealing with it. There's a few, isn't there?
Man up.
Man up, mate.
Oh, sorry, wrong channel.
I guess the healthy lifestyle, kind of, like healthy eating, exercise, which we can both relate to now, because Mike here has started walking.
Well, I've been continuing to walk, but not.
How's it going?
I walked about 8 miles today, actually. I lost nearly 1,000 calories in steps. So that's
Bravo.
good.
That's a great start.
I think in general it's just being more active, because again, when you're not working, you're sitting around worrying about life and everything else, and you're actually like, and I know I've been going out for walks and things, and again, we said before, it works, or it's working for me at the minute being able to do it, but then I'm then procrastinating on these walks, and then stressing out more about the fact that I'm doing this walk and I'm not going to work. But then again, I could be doing more to actually be like looking for work, and it's gotten to that point now where like I'm thinking about I just need to do something, but I'm just so scared that like if I just go and do something, I'm actually not then going to do what it is I enjoy doing and everything else. So I'm just trying to like hold on for the thing that I want to do. But it's kind of
Difficult situation.
It's detrimental then to my happiness,
Which is all we care about.
yeah. So I guess then, like doing these walks, and you've been going for a couple of runs now, haven't you?
I have done a couple of runs.
How did that make you feel?
Well, I've been doing the Couch to 5K thing they released. It's that app from BBC.
Yeah.
They released it in COVID. And over the years, I've completed it a couple of times. So it's 9 weeks.
Sorry.
Yeah, completed it, mate, already.
Okay. Sorry.
No, but I've started from the beginning. So it's 9 weeks and you do 3 runs a week.
Right.
And basically, so like the first week, I can't remember, I think it's like 60 seconds running, 90 seconds fast-paced walking.
Yeah.
60 seconds, 90 seconds. I think you do that like 7 or 8 times.
Right.
And then by week 9, it's run the whole 15 minutes. with like 2 warm-up walk and walk and down walk.
Did you start doing it?
I started from the very beginning because I've got fat and I haven't exercised enough. And the first one, I'm going to be completely honest with you, I fucking hated it. I absolutely hated it, which kind of annoyed me. It triggered me. Sorry. Because, like, in my head, I was like, I can do this, no problem. Okay, it's easy. Like, and I thought, okay, well, I haven't done any, like, exercise, like, proper exercise in a while. And then I just found myself, like, halfway through just thinking, want it to be over. Obviously, you still did it. And
is that because you were tired, though, or because you were aching, or because you were...
Or I didn't warm up.
Or, oh, right, well,
I didn't do any stretches.
That might
But that was it. I was so pumped that I was, like, going out for a run. I'm, right.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Joggers on, you know, shorts on. I was ready to go.
Yeah.
Got out the front door and I was like, oh, I haven't done any warm-ups. But, yeah. And so it felt a bit stiff. And then...
Okay.
The following morning, about 4 o'clock, I woke up in the morning, went for a piss, and realised it's really difficult to stand up.
See, now I was going to say, I think it's because of just an age thing,
but
getting older. But then
yeah.
the fact that you've just said that you got up at 4 o'clock in the morning for a piss is such an old man thing to do.
Is it?
You've now proven the point that actually...
But I've always done that.
Oh, have you?
Like, well, not bang on 4 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes it's 3 o'clock. The worst one is when it's 6 o'clock. Because you get to the point where you're like,
that's a time where you could
really
actually
need to go. And I was like, the kids are still asleep, but I'm like, if they hear me get up to go to the bathroom and I have to walk past their door, then I'm like, then the kids are awake and that's it. I don't get to go back to sleep for like another 45 minutes, hour and a half or whatever. But yeah, going back to the run. The second one was a lot easier. And even after the first one, even though it was like ache, it did make me feel like a bit better.
Good.
And I think the second one as well, I just like plugged in my music and I didn't think about like the run and how, and it kind of did. I run along like the canal.
Okay.
It's got a really nice towpath that runs along the canal where I live. And it was sunny and I was like, it's actually really nice. And it did wonders for my mental health.
And I guess as well, the more that you do it, the better that you're going to be getting every time you do it. I guess it's just that sticking to it.
The commitment.
And not giving up, which I think that's kind of where I'd probably fall short. Because the thing is, I can't run. And I guess if I lost the weight and things, and like again, if I tried to sort of strengthen my knees and stuff,
you can do anything when you just believe.
You can do anything if you just believe. So I guess it's that. Like it's just maybe you didn't enjoy the first one because obviously you're used to then being at a level where you could just go and do it and it's fine.
Yeah.
But we kind of have then let ourselves go in the last 5 years, so we're not at that point where we can just pick it up again. It's not one of those things like.
I think that was it. I was disappointed in myself that I found
Right.
it difficult. I'm like, I shouldn't be finding this difficult. But then I'm thinking, I'm getting older now.
So I could tell you 5 years ago, or even probably a bit longer than that, that disappointment for me would have been enough for me to be like, right, fuck it, I'm going to go and do an extra X amount of that and push myself to be better at it. Whereas now, I would take that and go,
I ain't doing that again.
And then go the other way with it. And that's just, and that is just situation. Like, and it's like I said before, when I'm employed or I've got like a steady cash flow coming in and there's not that worry, it's easier to have that then positive vibe doing something like that where you're like, no, it's cool. Like I've got this. So it is just like that time in your life where if you're in a bit of a darker place, and again, we mentioned previously with in our last video where finances in younger people is like the main cause of people committing suicide and things. So obviously it's like the finances thing has such a huge part in our lives. It's almost like it governs how we feel with everything else. So going back to the runs, going back to you running and me doing walking and stuff, if we were all financially secure, it wouldn't be a fucking problem. We wouldn't be procrastinating about things or feeling negative that we haven't accomplished our goal for the day.
I'd afford a gym membership.
Or can't afford. I know, yeah, like that's just it. The stupid thing with that is though, I had a gym membership, up until about a couple of months ago, when obviously I cancelled it because I can't afford it. But then even then, I didn't bloody use it. I just didn't.
I've just never been a fan of the gym anyway. I love swimming.
Yeah,
so
I was going to the pool a lot more than I was going to the gym.
See, I go to my local leisure centre for a swim quite a lot, and I think swimming, actually, to be fair, is a massive head clearer.
Yeah,
we used to play football for hours as well. We
That's
played
the other
five-a-side as well.
Yeah.
Five-a-side football as well. Like the amount of actual running you do.
Yeah.
And
I know obviously 11-a-side
insane.
pitch is a lot bigger, but you're just constantly going on a 5-a-side.
Up, down.
And I remember sort of like the last, we would have been early 20s. And I remember I'd started smoking at that point.
Was that when you were subbed off and you'd have a quick fag?
Yeah,
like,
pretty much. Yeah,
it
was kind of that sort of time. But
at half time, rather than have an orange juice, you'd have a fag.
I found though, like going to the gym, and working on your cardio and things, even though I was smoking, like I felt like I just remember like it was like almost like the third or fourth week of us sort of playing, and I'd been going to the gym during that time, and I'd managed to do like both 20-minute halves without being subbed off, and I felt absolutely fine. And I just remember that feeling of going, shit, I've done it. Like I don't feel tired. And then I'm sort of like smoking or whatever. But
so you completed five-a-side football.
So whereas. So looking back then, like if I was able to do all of that and being unhealthy, but then still being healthy, and like I look back and I go, well, I will never be. I won't ever be as like.
That's
good
just
as that,
though, as well.
And that is age again. Like I might have to go and get new kneecaps or what have you, or that might help.
Yeah.
So I just thought of like, I guess it is that kind of like, well, I've completed it. I've already done it. Like, I know how much effort it took to get to that point, and I don't think I've got it in me to sort of do that now. So, yeah. But I've got to find it. That's what we're going to try and work out today, is how actually we can sort of overcome this kind of like,
negativity.
And just try and. So I think what would be good, and we did speak about it before, but to try and make it fun is to sort of make it a bit more competition based, because I need, between me and you, because I need that kind of like, I need to win. If I have that mentality of no, I need to win this. So
I've already got one up on you.
Oh really?
I can move faster.
Yeah.
I can run. Talk about self-care.
Let us. Let us talk about it.
Let us.
So again, obviously, we sort of touched upon like exercise and things like that. Trying to look after your body and looking after yourself. And we have said it before, like healthy body, healthy mind.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose it's just finding those steps to actually achieving them and finding the time in the day for dealing with life. When we mentioned in the last episode with having a family and everything, like trying to find time for yourself and everything else.
And how important it is, but how difficult it is. But it's important that you actually make that time for yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's, whether it's like a hobby or something that you enjoy.
I mean, for us, it's like we were saying, it's band practice and this podcast.
Yeah. Also, like on the weekend, we had a bit of a shindig here. We had a barbecue, and
it was a fabulous shindig.
It was lovely.
I had a great time.
What I did was invited some friends that hadn't sort of been around as much as we.
He went AWOL for 3 years.
Well, yeah, and then
but he had his reasons.
Which was nice, because then I didn't tell anyone that he was coming. I thought it'd just be fun just to sort of like say, just come. There's no pressure or anything like that. And also another friend again who we hadn't really sort of seen for a while socially. And it was nice because then it was just like our friendship group was kind of complete, and everyone was there with their kids and stuff. So it was like the next generation of our group and stuff. And
it was really nice. And my wife actually said to me, like the following day, she was like, I looked at you and you was like, you looked genuinely really happy.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was.
Yeah.
Like, literally, it was the best.
It felt so good, and it just felt so good just to sort of break that ice, to break, or just have. Yeah, I felt smug.
You should do. It was at my house.
It was. I felt
I
smug.
organised
I
it.
orchestrated this whole thing, and it couldn't have gone any better. And
I didn't feel very well the following day, though.
no, but then that was because there was a level of alcohol that was consumed that, again, like we probably hadn't done for since the last time we did it. Which
It must have been about 15 years since I touched Jägermeister. Literally, I can't remember the last time I did that. It's fucking vile.
Yeah, see, I don't mind. I love Jaeger and Sambuca are my jam. Like, I can do them all day long. So
I threw up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
oh, what, when you were going for your piss?
I was going from a piss. I went to the toilet. I was like, oh, stomach feels a bit weird. I was like, nah, that's all right. Went back to bed, sat in bed, and I was like, nah. Yeah.
I felt like that was almost therapy for me. That
It really was. It really was. And like, I just felt so happy and so content. And
I just mean from my smugness, from the point, like again, like, because I know how much it meant to our friend Joe. Like, I know how much it meant for him to be there, and and just, again, not to sound too like hippie or whatever, but like, his happiness meant more to me than my happiness.
Yeah,
like,
100%. I completely agree with that. Just
because he's been through a really tough time, and he's and he could have done with us over that time. And I think, but I totally understand the reasons why, because obviously I did the same thing to a certain degree. Like, I know that I went crazy and I sort of went a bit AWOL and stuff. So so I got it, and I just it made me feel good about myself.
But it's fucking good to have him back in it.
Yeah. So what you can control, obviously, is like your reactions and your choices to certain things. So, there's no point in dwelling on the stuff that you can't deal with, whether that be like, I don't know, like a work situation, or your car breaks down, or like me, my van battery is dead. Although that was totally in my control. I could have turned the bloody lights off, and I didn't. So that's a bad example, but I've got to go and get that fixed.
But things like, your diet and stuff.
Yeah, like that is
control.
all well within your... Yeah, absolutely. So it is down to how you want to do it. You are, like, in charge of your own destiny, I don't like the way I look. If I actually exercise as much as I moan and complain about it, I'd be looking like Ryan Reynolds.
You'd be hotter than Ryan Reynolds.
Or one of those other very handsome and in shape individuals.
The Rock.
Could you imagine? So like, you've got to I suppose, again, it's really hard for us to be able to sort of like sit here and say, like, well, here's a way that you could do it and you can do it, because we don't want to come across as like hypocrites, because obviously we struggle to find the drive ourselves to go and do these things. I think the fact, obviously, you're doing the 5K thing, which is on an app and everything else, that's great, because actually, like, you've got it there,
and you can see your progress.
Exactly.
As well. That's the good thing about it. You can see, like, once you've completed a week, little party symbol comes up.
Listen, that's good. And
it's like, but then it also makes you feel like, yeah, I've done it.
Yeah. And actually, like, because I was saying before about, like, walking and things, it's like, but actually today, and I was showing you earlier, I was like, I've done nearly 1,000 calories, and that's just through the steps. So that actually, I was like, wow.
So you've nearly walked off a Big Mac meal.
Is that, wow? Yeah.
That's bad, isn't it?
It is. But then I'm still like doing the cheeseburger thing, so like that's the other choice. Like
so it's almost like you've balanced it out. So you haven't. You've just gone a day without eating a Big Mac.
Pretty much, I guess. But like all of these things, they are there for us to then. Like, even when we come, like, again, we're so lucky to be able to come and sit here and chat with each other about this. Again, be honest, like, I put this amount of effort in, or I haven't put enough effort in, or whatever. And it still isn't enough for me to then go, right, diet. This is what I'm going to do. That's what.
Sorry,
Sorry,
we just sucked a bit of energy out of this podcast.
what's that, Joshua? You need. Oh, hang on. I'm distracted now by life, so I haven't been able to do that. I'm going to be distracted and. Oh, I've got to work. Yeah, right. Just take a moment. Let's again, like talking about meditation and breathing. At those times, like I should be trying to look at doing breathing.
I might put you on the spot here, actually.
Yeah.
I think it was in episode 2. At the end, you said you were going to get hold of your friend.
Yeah.
It's like meditation and drinks pumpkin seed drinks and stuff.
Yeah. So
what came of that?
So he did message and he said he was going to call me back. He was just a bit busy.
Bit busy at the moment.
And, well, he sent me a message and stuff, but I haven't wanted to chase him about it just yet. But it is on my mind and things because I think it'll be good for us to do that. Also, I'm that individual that's like I want to be able to accomplish things by myself, like making it almost like I would feel better for doing it off my own back. Again, it's not like then depending on someone else and things.
But you said it really works for him as well, so I'll be quite
well,
interested.
I mean, it works for so many people, really. Like,
I'll just be interested to see what he's doing with his life.
Well, he does the same as what I sort of do. He works in the.
All right, well, not that much. I'm not that bothered about it. I just want to see his meditation stuff.
But we will. That'll be something later on
nice
down
guy,
the line. We'll go and have a little rendezvous with him, and then we could possibly learn something and take away from it then. But at the moment, we're just sort of
share the wisdom.
Exactly, and we will do a video of Matt and I in spandex,
eating a pumpkin seed drink.
Eating. Well, that's a bit different. That is a proper clear your system out kind of thing where you're probably going to need 4 days off of work if you're working to recuperate. But I'd be well up for that. I'd be interested to see what just the smells.
We're here to work on ourselves, Mike.
I know.
The better Mike is in there somewhere, and
there
I'm
we
going to find him.
All right. Well, let's start finding him with like meditation then, and that's kind of like what I was saying to you earlier about like if we challenge ourselves. So like if we compete with each other.
Yeah, I'm up for that.
To sort of like, and I think I said this well earlier on in like episode 2, but I was saying like if we do actually like try and compete with each other to sort of lose weight.
Yeah, because I fucking hate losing.
I
hate losing.
So if we do that from like a weight point of view, but also then. And finding the time to actually like sit down. I think even without Kieran, I think we should obviously like maybe just sit down and do breathing exercises together.
Can we do it
you
next
and I.
week because I'm having a pizza Thursday.
But I think there's nothing wrong with that. I feel like if you've worked hard throughout the whole week, I think you should be able to have your weekly treat and
Thursday
stuff.
pizza night.
Yeah, which is fine. You still need to reward yourself. There's still that element
That's very
of things.
important.
You still need to reward yourself with pizza.
Exactly, because I still think, it's like cheat days or something like.
That's
if you work
it's
hard
a cheat
for
day,
the whole fucking week, you deserve a little treat.
Otherwise, you will just go absolutely crazy. The problem is, every day's a cheat day for me at the minute.
Well, when I was younger, I say younger, about 4 or 5 years ago, I managed to shift a load of weight because I did the couch to a 5K thing.
Yeah.
And I had a diet of salmon fish cakes, spinach, and rice.
Yeah, that sounds healthy.
Yeah, but that's all I ate for dinner. I mean, don't get me wrong, I got fucking sick of it.
Yeah.
But I managed to lose a shitload of weight just eating that.
Yeah.
So if there's any people wondering what to eat to lose some weight, Tesco's finest salmon fish cakes. Spinach and rice, cool.
See, I used to go...
Cool story, wasn't it?
Well, I used to have, because I'm not really a fan of fish, but my sort of, when I was like dieting, because you know me as well, like my weight goes like, but when I really put my mind to it, like I'll lose weight. The best way for me to lose weight actually is breakups. That was always my sort of like, every time I went through a serious breakup, when I broke up with Katie, I lost about a stone and put on like, I got my 6-pack sort of then, and then. Same thing. Broke up with Sam, and then
you're trying to hint something to your wife.
And then when on one of the numerous occasions I broke up with Jen, because we were sort of breaking up every other week for about the best part of like 3 or 4 years. There was some of those occasions where it was longer than a week breakup. Maybe it might have been like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
I think there was ones it was like maybe like a couple of months. But I remember like, I always remember her sister sort of like seeing me. I hadn't seen her for a few weeks, and she was just like, "Fucking hell, you lot, what? How much weight have you lost?" sort of thing. And it was just kind of like,
Oh yeah.
yeah. So Mel, I'm probably like this because I am so comfortable as well. It being in the marriage. So maybe that's something to consider as well, because it's worked for me before.
Threaten Mike with a divorce.
Threaten me with a divorce, yeah, and then I'll get whipped into shape. But nah, like I mean, funny enough, I'm not even joking though. But yeah, every time I've gone through a breakup, it's always kind of make yourself look better, feel better about yourself and things. So if I can have that attitude, but without the divorce, without the sadness of like breaking up with someone or whatever,
or just without the breakup, full stop.
Yeah, then maybe we'll accomplish something. But yeah, that might be a way to go. No, it's not the way to go.
It's definitely not the way to go.
But no, like making it a challenge for us, I think that would definitely like help. And I think we should then start probably like documenting it. And actually, like, getting the numbers and stuff, because I love numbers. You know me, I love my stats and numbers and things. So actually, if we start that
next week
now, if we sort of
do it from like next Monday.
Well, after we've finished here, let's go and jump on the scales and see where we are.
Let's.
And then we just use the same scale every Tuesday then.
And then we'll use the same scales.
Same scales every Tuesday. Come here, get on, jump on. There we go. All right. It's on. It's on like Donkey
Sweet
Kong.
I can't say I've ever done it. But journaling.
Dogging. Oh, sorry. No. Oh, journaling.
Journaling. Writing in a journal. Like, I can't say like...
Is journaling actually the word?
Yeah, journaling.
Okay.
Writing in a journal.
Writing in
or a
my
diary.
journal.
That's
Here in this diary. I write you visions of my summer. No? Ataris?
Yeah, I know a song.
All right.
Boys of Summer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good song.
Journaling. Sorry.
But no. Obviously, writing down your thoughts and emotions and feelings, sometimes it can help.
I think I used to do that when I was younger, actually.
Did you?
Yeah. I was trying to find it the other day. Because I used to have a diary. I think everyone had a diary when they were a kid, especially like in the 90s, no?
I didn't.
Okay.
Sorry.
I mean, you might not have even written anything in it, but like at one stage I swear everyone had one. But yeah, you're right. I think actually like taking the time to sit down and just sort of reflect on a day or reflect on a week or something. And it's then actually you've got something documented there. I know that we have like social media and all that kind of stuff now but that's not really personal to you
like a personal diary.
But you're right, actually, like that might also be something.
It's almost like you're talking to someone because you're writing down.
Yeah,
you're letting out how.
But the great thing is then you can look back on that journey. Have
we found a link?
Oh my god! But you can look back on obviously how you've expressed yourself then from whenever, and you've got. And you'll understand it more than anyone, obviously, because of that. And it will be... I think that would be actually quite an interesting then thing. Like, you look back from an entry that you might have put in from 2 months ago when things were really bad to then where they are now. And it might even make you feel psychologically like, I've accomplished from here to here. What's stopping me now from taking on the world? Like... I don't know. I think that
sold me a coping mechanism.
Do you know what? I'm genuinely. I reckon we go weigh ourselves and then we'll go and start a journal, not together. But I'm feeling maybe on a
journal.
But I'm almost feeling like on a Tuesday that might be like a thing to do for us. Like we'll meet up.
We both go home.
Like,
you can sit on your bed with your feet up like that,
like on my front.
Dear diary.
Yeah,
I feel that's quite a good way of.
I can see the appeal to that, actually.
Yeah.
But again, I think for me it would just be the consistency of making sure I do it. So it would have
It's
to be
another
routine.
problem, like commitment problem for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's Tuesday. I have to fucking write in the diary.
Yeah.
Tonight.
I don't think it would be that. I don't think it would be that bad, but I don't know. But again, I still haven't even phoned the GP or anything, or like booked in for like ADHD medication or antidepressants or anything. I don't think I'll do the antidepressants thing, but I do kind of want to explore the ADHD medication, because I feel like my brain is so like goes like, even in these conversations I'll be talking about, and I'll just jump to like certain different things because my brain
Like you've done now.
yeah, exactly
Like you've done now.
So I feel like if I go and do that as well, like that might then help calm me to then be able to have a bit more structure in life. But yeah, I think you've sort of sold me on this journal thing. I think a little bit there. I think that will be
Good.
That might be a good way of moving forward. Finding a healthy outlet, I think that kind of covers a lot of different aspects of this discussion. So I know we are so hot on the communicating and talking and things. And again, finding like that sort of social safe space with like friends.
I think that's because for us, that's the one step that's helped us the most.
But that's been the constant in our lives as well. We've always had that social group, knowing that we've had the support there. So I guess like it took us a long time to come to this point where our communication, I feel like it's kind of unhinged. I feel since doing this little project of ours has helped all of us in our social group being able to go, actually, do you know what? I'm going to be able to talk to you about this. It's helped us then go, right, let's reach out. And, you know, we've rekindled friendships that, you know, it's... So the communication for us has been such a significant thing. I feel like we've done that really well. That's kind of like the one thing I'm really proud of us is like that has helped us. And from feedback that we have been getting over the last few weeks,
and to hear from people that, you know, I haven't heard from in years, like who I didn't even really speak to at school and stuff like that. It's fantastic.
I guess that sort of like wraps it up for today.
It does.
I know that we obviously like drum in that repetition of communication and speaking and talking.
Is the first step.
But I feel like that's because that's for us. It's kind of like that.
It's the most important.
Yeah, it definitely
it's the most one we can relate to, I think.
And then everything else we're going to sort of try, and we're going to try together because we've now communicated all of this, and we're actually like, you know, like the meditation and stuff, and our competition.
And the competition.
You know, that wouldn't have come around without us discussing.
It would not have.
I'm
pumped for it now, mate.
I think we're sort of there for episode 6. So thank you so much again for coming and watching us with our little silly video.
I hope you've enjoyed yourselves as much as we've enjoyed making them.
Indeed. So please click the like and subscribe button down below,
and the share button,
and hopefully we will see you all on the next one.
Ta-ra for now.
Bye.